Good evening, I'm Jeff Vaughn.
And I'm Lena Wynn. We begin with campaign 2016. After last night's clean sweep, Donald Trump has a chance to clinch the nomination before the convention, while Ted Cruz came in third place in 4 of the 5 states last night. The dismal showing for Cruz has left him in a position where the only way he can win the nomination would be via a contested convention.
Which means now, more than ever, Cruz's focus has turned to blocking Trump as opposed to winning himself. In desperate times, calling for desperate measures, which is exactly what Cruz did today. Cruz with a surprising move that could only mean one thing. As KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan explains, the keys to the White House are right here in good old California.
No question about it. And you notice Cruz was on, he got plenty of coverage, a lot of FaceTime tonight. A candidate who's losing doesn't usually get that. So one part of this has already worked. The Republican campaigns are focused on Indiana now, but California will soon be the center of the Republican primary universe. All 3 GOP presidential candidates will be here by Saturday, and the premature choice by Ted Cruz of a running mate is all about California as well. And here's why.
The next Vice President of the United States, Carly Fiorina.
When Ted Cruz named his running mate for the fall campaign, a campaign in which the odds are he won't be running, it got him plenty of attention and news coverage for a candidate who's no longer eligible for a first ballot presidential nomination. That's not bad.
Well, I think all would acknowledge this race, if anything, it is unusual.
The Cruz maneuver even got Donald Trump talking about it. At a Wednesday night rally in Indiana, Trump ridiculed Cruz's action as a little piece of history.
He is the first presidential candidate in the history of this country who's mathematically eliminated from becoming president, who chose a vice presidential candidate. Okay? It's a record. Hey, look, honestly, I wish him well, but folks, they're not going to do it for you.
Carly Fiorina has strong California ties, having unsuccessfully run for the U.S. Senate against Barbara Boxer in 2010 and having run Hewlett-Packard before that. And the timing of bringing Fiorina on board, just a little over a month before the decisive California primary, isn't being lost on political experts, like Loyola Marymount professor Fernando Guerra, despite Fiorina's dismal loss to Boxer 6 years ago.
I think a lot of it is aimed with her connections at California. She obviously cannot deliver California in November, but she can help deliver California in June.
That would be delivering California for Ted Cruz, not necessarily winning the state, but taking enough congressional districts to block Donald Trump from clinching the nomination.
I think it is a Hail Mary at the end of the day, but, you know, not without some merit.
California political strategist Beth Miller was an advisor to Fiorina in the 2010 Senate campaign. She says it will still be an uphill fight for Cruz in California, but Fiorina could be an important asset here.
She knows the state. She was very highly regarded by Republican primary voters. And so if the Cruz campaign is being strategic and they're going to deploy Carly out here early and often before June 7th, that could be helpful.
The choice of Fiorina highlights the fact that California will be in the driver's seat when it comes to making the call on whether Donald Trump can wrap up the Republican nomination before the GOP convention in July. Here's why. He needs 1,237 delegates to clinch. Right now, Trump has 961. He needs 276 more to reach the magic number. There are 199 delegates up for grabs in primaries before California. Not enough for him to reach the goal, even if he wins every one of those delegates. And so he would still need a sizable chunk of California's 172 delegates to wrap it up before the convention. That's why Trump is headlining a big rally in Orange County on Thursday and then delivering a speech at the California Republican Convention on Friday.
California, for the first time in a long time, is going to matter. Trump will not have the necessary delegates to win in the first round at the convention until California votes. So California matters.
We come into California with a tremendous amount of momentum.
Trump's California campaign director is very confident, and he told me this week the campaign is ready to rumble.
Our job is to turn our vote out. We feel very comfortable we're going to get over 50% of the vote in our state and deliver 172 delegates for Donald Trump.
Well, the primary battlefield tonight, as we said, is Indiana, where Ted Cruz and Donald Trump are going head-to-head. The poll numbers are close there, and the bitterness of that campaign will likely transfer soon to California, because with the stakes so high, this state certainly won't be a cakewalk for anyone. You can be sure of that, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Now, Dave, with this partnership between Cruz and Fiorina, what is their strategy for California specifically? Do they have one yet?
Well, we don't know for sure because we're not inside to hear what they're saying, but we've got some pretty strong clues of what they're going to do. The strategy is built around the notion that California, in winning California delegates, means winning congressional districts. Most of the California delegates are awarded district by district to the candidate that wins each individual one. So most political strategists believe Cruz and Fiorina, and even John Kasich, if they're still all working together by June, will divide up the districts and double or triple team Trump. So Fiorina, for example, would likely concentrate on the districts where she ran up the best numbers in the 2010 Republican Senate primary. Cruz would focus on districts with evangelicals and Tea Party supporters, and Kasich would focus on the most moderate GOP districts. Everyone would have their part, and they are hoping that this 3 or 2-to-1 strategy against Trump will at least keep him from winning enough to clinch. Jeff?